Okay, here's an update. It's Wednesday, June 11th in the afternoon, and I just can't get over how balanced and how nice my tank has been the last few days or week. I don't really have an algae problem. Well, you see some algae on the front glass there. I have to scrape that away. But on the driftwood, on the rocks, I seem to have eliminated all that blackbeard algae that I had. The last time or 2 times ago when I did a water change, I actually took the 2 pieces of driftwood out of the tank. They're easy enough to lift out. And then in the kitchen sink, what I do is I spray hydrogen peroxide on it and let it sit there for a bit. And then I totally rinse it off and wipe it off. And that seems to have done the trick. I had a lot of blackbeard algae on the background ground cover, the dwarf sage. And so what I did was I really cut it short the last water change. And that got rid of a lot of the leaves that had all that blackbeard algae on it. And hopefully this will keep it from spreading again. I added some Anubias super glued to pebbles, and we'll see how that goes. And there's one of my Otocinclus. They usually just stay in hiding in the back. There's one of the mystery snails. But all the fish are healthy. The 7, well now 8 albino cories are frisky. I could even have just a tank with just albino cories. They're just so fun to watch. I have 4 cardinal tetras, the 3 male guppies, 6 of the harlequin rasboras, 2 mystery snails, and you'll see more of them a little bit later. But one of the things I was trying to do here was I just fed them. Well, I just have put some bug bites, the bottom dweller, bottom feeder. I also have bladder snails, which every so often I just pick them out. Sometimes I get 15 to 20 at one sitting. The thing about bladder snails is they are both male and female in one, and so they just reproduce on their own. And it seems that just out of the blue they appear. And so every so often I just reach in, and the easiest way to collect them is just by hand and pick them out, and sometimes I got 15 to 20. Okay, here's some of those bug bites that you see. Oh, and Amano shrimp seems to like the fish food too. There's the Otocinclus again. Usually I don't see them. And what am I looking at here? Oh, the Amano shrimp. He's grabbed one of the bug bites, you see. See, there he is. He's actually carrying it. I don't know what he's doing there, I think he's eating it there, just kind of twiddling it around in his front claws, and then probably sucking it up. But yeah, they usually stay in hiding, but once in a while you see them on the driftwood or foraging around like this. So there you see in the towards the right half, that's Gus. I can't believe how fast he's growing. He's maybe about half the size of the adult cories now. Pretty soon I won't be able to even tell which one he is, because he's been growing so fast and he'll get so big I won't be able to tell. Right now I can still tell that he's slightly smaller, but I can't believe how fast. See, look at him. He's on the right hand side there, behind that Anubias leaf. And So look at him in comparison to the adults. I have 7. See, there he is right in front of one of the adults. But wow, amazing how fast he's grown. He usually spends most of his time in the background dwarf sage ground cover, or in the jungle val, so he's not usually on the front sand as much as the others are, except when it's feeding time. And so I put the food on the front sand in an attempt to lure him out of hiding, and in a little bit he came out. But see, there he is right behind. He's second from the right there, behind everybody else. But look at how big he is. It'll be kind of sad when he gets so big that I can't tell which one he is anymore. See, there's algae on the front glass. I've got to scrape that off. I use a razor blade. But yep, there's Gus. He just swam left to right. But it's so neat that he's grown so healthy, and so he's just thriving. See, right there you can't really tell a size difference because of the perspective of the camera, partly. But everything in this tank at the moment is so balanced. The plants, pretty much. I think that's him on the right, the very right. Gus, my baby. So I have 7 adults and Gus. My snails, mystery snails, when I first bought these 2, they were probably maybe not even it, maybe about 3/4 of an inch, the shell in diameter, maybe half to 3/4 of an inch in diameter. They grow so fast. This guy is gigantic. This is the bigger one. I have 2. And so I thought it was fascinating. You see, I imagine those are 2 eyes, right, that you see on the outside there. There's the mouth. I tried to catch it when his mouth was opening and closing, so you could see the teeth, or whatever it is they've got in there. And then the feelers. He didn't open his mouth except maybe 2 times. But they're kind of gross looking, but fascinating. The tentacles or feelers or whatever those are. Yep, there's the mouth. There you go. I think he's maybe eating algae off the glass. Let's see the eyes. I imagine those are eyes. Pretty fascinating, but this guy probably has grown 4 times as large as he was when I got him. I try to imagine I can imagine how the body could grow, but then how the shell grows along with them. I mean, of course it has to, but wow, they're fast growers. This guy has been growing much faster than the other one, which you'll see in a little bit. He goes all over. He creeps slowly across the sand, on the leaves of the plants, and then suddenly decides to drop down off of the leaf. They're fascinating, but they help somewhat with the algae. kind of look like an octopus or something, right? And there's the other one. He hasn't grown as quickly as the first one, but he has grown probably twice as much as he was, at least. And then I have bladder snails, which people often consider pest snails, but they pop up all the time, and I never know. I mean, just out of the blue they appear. It's like magic. So there's 3 right there. I leave them for a little bit till they get to be too much. And then I just pick them out. And usually I put them in my backyard. I think that's Gus in the corner there. Hard to tell when he's not next to the other ones. Now this one, the smaller one's body is orange. His shell is a bit more white or pinkish, but kind of pretty. Let's see, he's probably picking up food from the sand. There's the other one. There's a little bladder snail. But I think later I have a close-up of the bladder snail to show you that they, have the same kind of body and tentacles and mouth and everything. Look at that. I think this is probably Gus. Okay, I think that's Gus right in the center of the clip. Center of the screen. Yeah, that's Gus. But see how big he's getting. Oh, there's one of the pygmy cories. They usually have always been hiding, but when I put the sand, when I change the front to sand, they've been coming out more. And I think this is Gus. I really have to clean that algae off the front glass. It bothers me. And my 4 cardinal tetras, I had, when I first put CO2 in this tank and didn't know what I was doing, I killed off about 8 of the cardinal tetras. I felt so bad. And these were the survivors, and they've been doing well. See, here's one of those little bladder snails. They're maybe about 1/4 of an inch, maybe up to a little bit bigger than 1/4 of an inch big in diameter. They're pretty small. Maybe 3/8 of an inch. But see their body? Kind of the same. There's their mouth there underneath. Tentacles. But they do a little cleanup too, so. But I don't like too many of them. Everybody gets along fine. You see sometimes that was Gus, I guess, on top of that snail. Okay, here's a new contraption for the future when I might have some more albino cory eggs up here. This is a Ziss ZET65 egg tumbler. And this little tank I was using as the grow out tank for my cory is kind of perfect for this. So this egg tumbler won't take up any space in the regular tank, and this little 2.6 gallon, 3 gallon total water volume Fluval Spec 3 tank is perfect to to use for this purpose and as a future, hopefully, grow out tank for future albino cories. So this size, it just kind of hangs on the side, or you could just stand it in here. And basically it's just air goes into the contraption, down, and the air, I'm not sure the science of it, but the air force, there's an air stone down in the junction there. The air causes air to go down the tube, and then depending on how you adjust the valve, you can have the eggs tumble as gently or more forcefully as you want. It's just a gentle tumbling. The bottom is curved so the eggs won't get stuck in one, maybe a sharp corner or something, as in some other egg tumblers. And they're kept in constant movement, which helps with preventing fungus. These are not eggs. These are the biggest pellets I could find. These are shrimp pellets. But just I wanted to see how the water movement in this thing moves the eggs. It's very well made. Up there you have a sponge that protects if any fry hatch and they happen to go up the tube, they won't escape into the rest of the tank. There's also a little stainless steel grate inside the junction where the air stone is. And these are good suction cups, so you can easily just slide this contraption out if you have to add eggs or remove eggs. So I think this will be cool. Now I'm just waiting for them to produce more eggs. They haven't. They've been frisky at times, but I haven't noticed any eggs. But this is perfect. This is my Cory breeding tank, 2.6 gallon. So I'm just trying it out today to see how this works, and it's wonderful, and it's very solidly made. Okay, now I can't wait for some eggs.